Greetings to you, Waname, and welcome to the Black and One Personal Finance Discussion with myself, Obaking Sitokolo Sakwa Amali Samani. Either way, please remember this, going to boy, and be the ruler for this channel. And to get the first thing straight, I'm not providing financial advice here. I'll just be sharing how I plan and manage personal finance related topics. So let's get it. Para single about thing, and anytime would be charged. So we get to decide which one of the following documents our family is going to receive after that event of death. So it's either going to be a document that has your last wishes and it explains or a document where they decide and for me personally, I get a double up in this way. So remember, where there's a will, there's a way. And not just any way, your way. So if there's no will, there's no way for us to double up. And A gets a double up. So let's look into an example. Let's say after that LNP account, liquidation and distribution account, basically banka total value of the assets or your belongings, by the set off against the expenses, lady liabilities, which is the colored selling thing. They say a salang, which is net value of 500,000, but your neighbor available to your family now. How do they get to distribute that? They say then, okay, who will you survive by? If you only survive for the spouse of bana, then now spouse inherits everything. Even though only the weakness maybe of the say, yo, maybe my parents, maybe my sibling, like this. Yeah, not anymore. Double up. So now, let's say you only survived by children and not spouse, right? And for this example, let's say 3 children. But we got that 500K by sharing equally among those 3 children. So each child would get 166,667. And that's that. Now, let's say now, you were survived by both spouse and children. So let's think to Tamayang. Alright. If net value lower since the 500,000. First thing first, still check up how were you married before time of death or date of death? If you're married out of community property, what's yours? It's yours. What's mine? Exactly. Right? Then they say, now the first person is your spouse. Your spouse can get the higher of 250,000 or a child share at first level. Then your children will then get the child share at first or second level. So the interesting part is the child share at first level by calculator. So let's say we have 3 children, then on top of that we have a spouse. So total number is going to be 4. So background up 500,000 is sitting early, the net value divided by 4 to look at the child share, and child share will be 125,000. But because the spouse needs to get the higher of 250K or 125,000, that means they'll walk away with 250K. They say asserting that the remaining 250K will then be shared equally amongst the 3 children at second level, which means child share at second level is on 125,000, 250,000 divided by 3, which is 83,333, right? So now let's say you are not part of those, Obale ba lobola celebration, no anti-nuptial, no ANC, right? And now you end up being married in community of property. Let's say now they look at that net value of estate daily at 500,000. It's a joint estate, meaning the remaining spouse already they're entitled to the 50% of it. So the first 250 already is gone. I said it's a double up. We haven't started with the double up or interstate distribution, right? The first 250 it's gone. It belongs to them. So now it's a double up. They say the remaining spouse or the surviving spouse can get the higher of 250,000 or the child share. higher off, right? And you still remember calculation your child share. It's 3 children plus a spouse, so it's equal to 4. So total at first level child share you become 62,500. And since the spouse needs to get the higher off, we don't count the remaining 250 sitting in it allows for your kids then. That means your children, but it's and that's that. Even though they have opportunity to go claim for maintenance, but that's another process for them. Yet again, this distribution level and interstate or a dabolap can go in different directions to depend on the individual themselves. After the event of death, all those stuff, right? But we can have another video explaining that. For now, having that valid will in place. Think about these 3 reasons. The first one being we eliminate this whole dabolap or interstate issue. Secondly, if we set up a trust after their death, or for the beneficiaries, you have that opportunity through a will to reserve a testamentary trust. Ultimately, you get to choose who administer your estate. Basically, whoever take care of your belongings, settle the expenses and liabilities, ultimately provide or distribute those belongings to your family or your beneficiaries as per your wishes. At the same time, when making that decision, very important because someone who's more experienced and an expertise the reason why check that action. I handle the steps is anything and lead the responsibility that thing can number one. Hence, it can be very beneficial to nominate on your will someone or people who can do like a professional job in administrating the estate or by handling the belongings. Because this whole process can take up to 12 months before they even get to the last step where they need to pay or distribute to your beneficiaries. And once you've done that, think about the step before where they need to settle the expenses, need to go on to the estate. Because as much as we want those belongings to go to family, there might be some expenses that you are the creditors listen to the share. So if you think about it, on distribution level, it's something like this. Your family or your beneficiaries gonna be at the back of the line, whether you have a will or not, right? And in front of them, we have those creditors or the court of insurance. We have Master of High Court. We have the same person who's going to be handling the estate because they're not only the feed us. My question is why? Why is it like that? Because dying is not for free. There are some costs associated with dying. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I didn't say that code underneath, but then it's fine. So if you think about it, then there are certain costs associated with estate. It won't be applicable to everyone. So it's best for at least to your financial consultant or financial advisor to help you determine or to prepare for any expenses or creditors they can ending at the event or after the event of death, of course. Right? Then once you're able to determine that, you can then think of how to protect the assets that are or the belongings that are. So you're creating more liquidity, creating more cash available or any other way, form of money or funds that could be available to settle those expenses and creditors. Then your families can remain with whatever you want them to remain with. And with that, my guy, I'm going to see you again next week with another video.